right, Shalom. This is Har 1 by Yasha Allah of the Lions Den Camp, right here in Jacksonville, Florida. Before I begin, I want to say Kal Halayim, La Yahweh, by Hashem Yahushai, by Hashem, Harakah Kodash, Ma'amaf. Double honor to the elder apostles of GMS and the elders. And Shalom to you, Akim and Akwatim and children that believe in sincerity and truth and are still pushing this truth around the four corners of the earth, man. All right, so this right here is going to be a lesson dealing with that recent annular eclipse, dealing with the ring of, it was like a ring of fire, they called it. All right, last Saturday. All right, and a lot of events was kicking off around that time with the war over in Israel and with Palestine. Now we in a time of heavy prophecies kicking off, man. All right, almost like the birth of a child. All right. Matter of fact, let's start off with that. All right, let's start off with this one right here. This is 2nd Ezra 16 and 37. It says, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack. All right, so the plagues are drawing nigh, man, and they're not slack. As men count slackness, everything's right on time. Everything's right on the Most High's time, man. And people think it's not going to happen. All right. Now, it says, verse 37, behold, the plagues draw nigh. What's that? The prophecies. The destruction of America, World War III, Armageddon. That's happening over there in the Middle East, what they call the Middle East. More physical plagues for the body, also missiles, right? All hell breaking loose, martial law, dollar crash. These are plagues that are coming on the earth and are not slack. It says, as when a woman with child in the 9th month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth. See, that's what I was saying. If it was like birth, we're in the contraction stage right now. You can see it, you can feel that that you like. I don't know how a woman feels, but I got 4 children, so I know about when my woman was pregnant, and when it got close to the time of the child's birth, she started getting them contractions, and it might be a couple days out here and there, a little tremor, and then the contractions get closer and closer, and then they start getting back to back, and that's usually the day or that night or morning when the child is going to be born into this matrix. So the same thing as far as the Most High manifesting his prophecies in this matrix. All right, things are speeding up, and it's so much you can't even keep up with it now. You got to speak in a general manner or a basis, because it's prophecy happening left and right. And as we get closer and closer, and the people see it more and more, they withdraw more and more as well, spiritually. They try to run more into the darkness. They try to run more into avoiding the truth and hiding from what's really happening. They become more bold and more proud in their worldly life. More boastful. Like, we chose the right path. Y'all people in the truth, y'all the bums. Y'all don't know nothing. Look at you. You on that truth. You'd be rich if you wouldn't have stayed on that truth. I remember my physical blood brother told me that one time in Philadelphia. I was homeless in the snow with a broken hand, protecting my mother. And from protecting my mother. And he said to me, see, that's why you sleeping in that car. Because you in that truth. I was like, you know what? You motherfucking right. I'm thankful for this, man. I get to journey and travel and teach and stand for the Lord, man. Yep, you right. I was free. All right. So, if you understand you being in this truth, you free, man, spiritually. All right. So, now it says here, behold, the plagues draw nigh and are not slack, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son with 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. Man, see that? That's why everybody, all hell breaking loose. Is it about to happen? Is Israel about to do a ground invasion? Is this gonna happen? Is the dollar about to crash? What about the yield curves? The yield curves aren't looking good. It's looking just like 1987, 1939, 29. You know, the dollar's raising. People living check to check, right? All right, so that's what's happening. The prophecies are contracting, then they seem to calm down. Then they contract, then it seems to calm down. All right, but it's moving quick, right on time with the Most High's plan, as He's purging and perfecting His elect, right? His men and the believers. So it says here, Jake just pulled up, put his lights right in my damn eyes, but it's all good. Not even gonna cut them off either. Yep, that's how you do. Yeah. So it says here, all right. Now it says her birth, as when a woman with child in the ninth month bringeth forth her son, when 2 or 3 hours of her birth, great pains compass her womb. When which pains, when the child cometh forth, right, contractions, they slack not a moment. See, the prophecies are not slack. Everything moving quicker, and then a little faster, a little quicker, and it's happening in different places, sporadically, diverse, and eventually it's all gonna come together like a big puzzle or picture. You know, it says, even so shall not the plagues be be slack to come upon the earth, and the world shall mourn, and sorrow shall come upon it on every side. All right, and that's what we're seeing on every side of the earth. Nation rising against nation, kingdom against kingdom, earthquakes, you know, signs in the sun, moon, and the stars. All right, so it's coming together like a great picture that the Lord is painting, but He's bringing it together little by little, here and there, all over the earth. And it's gonna come on every side, man. It's a judgment upon the whole world. All right. It says, "Oh, my people, hear my word, man." Okay, because Jake don't want to listen. They think they know every goddamn thing. Or if you don't have no money, they don't want to hear the truth from you. But if somebody was rich, they want you to show them the way. It says, "Oh, my people, hear my word. Make you ready to thy battle," man. This is a battle. This is a spiritual battle, and a battle against what? Good and evil, man. All right, get ready for the battle that's happening now, and that's to come. It's the time of Jacob's trouble, where we're gonna be tested, and we gotta be ready to fight the good fight of faith, and also the weapons, where our weapons of warfare are not carnal, the spiritual battle. All right, make ourselves ready for the battle. What? By putting on the whole armor, the breastplate of righteousness, the helmet of faith. You know, the hope of salvation. It says, in those evils, be even as pilgrims upon the earth, man. So be ready to move around. You know, when all hell break loose. So let me get this real quick. Now this is a picture from the other day where that eclipse happened. It was a annular eclipse, which means a ring of fire eclipse. And if you look in history, a lot of times in prophecy, there was an annular eclipse, even going back to the times of Herod, and it was always dealing with some type of invasions of armies weeks or months later. And now you got them talking about Armageddon happening in the Middle East, and invasions of armies, ground troops, tanks, with Israel IDF going into Gaza and then Lebanon. And then you hear about the Axis, which is those IAEA companies, and also I think it's the United Arab Emirates. I think it's called. All right, the UAEA or something like that. And all those Arab nations that deal with the petrodollar, the OPEC nations. Now they're threatening Israel with a earthquake, and a response. They said within hours. All right, within hours. So it could happen any day now, where they're gonna respond. They all join together. Even Saudi Arabia is included in there. You know, all the nations over in them Arab nations, United Arab Emirates. They all together, and they pull together a plan to respond against the IDF, which is Israelis. So everything's kicking off on the earth. But as that's happening, we were at camp this weekend. All right, to get back to this point, and it was something spiritual happening. Kind of unexplainable. I can't front. It's one of them unexplainable situations to where we were all sitting there getting ready for camp, and we were looking at the sun and the moon passing in front of it, and it was this reddish circle in front of it as well, like this. It was real bright, and a couple of brothers noticed it. They spoke on it, but we just wasn't paying it any mind. The next thing you know, the hue, HUE, changed on all of us. All right, it changed on the Akim, and even myself. I saw it. I saw it, and I just didn't give it no mind. I would definitely speak on it if I see something I think like spiritual or aura or anything like that. But it caught my attention, and I saw it. The brother in his camp, I think y'all, I looked over at him, and his face was kind of had a shine on it, man. It was weird. It was like a dream almost. It was just a quick moment, and his eyes was glowing like they kind of lit up. You look at the sun, you look at somebody's face, and their face got that sun spot. It's a spot on their face where you can't see, like a blur. Well, that wasn't it. This was me looking at him, and I'm like, what the heck? And his eyes was like lighting up. And I looked over at Yahweh All. His face was lighting up. I looked at Rakai. He had like a golden hue around him, like a mist. If you was to put some spray on somebody, like gold, and just see it kind of like that resonating off of him. Looking right at him. I ain't say nothing. I just was like looking. I was like, okay, that sun just messing with my eyes. But then one of the brothers, Yahweh All, he jumped out and he said, Akim, look at this face. Look at that. Look at the head of the camp's face, a Harawan face. And he said my face was like lit up. And I looked over at Rakai again. His face was gold. I was like, yo, I know I wasn't tripping. And so to explain that, only thing I can think is this right here. All right, this scripture comes to mind. But it was weird. It was kind of like a brief moment. The Lord just removed the veil almost, and we was able to see a glimpse of something. I can't explain it, man. So that's not the point of this video. I'll get to the point in a second. I want to show you something that I noticed later. All right, Ecclesiastes 8:1, it says, who is as the wise man, and who knoweth the interpretation of a thing? The elect know the interpretation of these scriptures. A man's wisdom maketh his face to shine, and the boldness of his face shall be changed. All right, so this is a fact. All of us have a glow on us, or aura. Even in so-called science, they say we have 1% of light around us that you can see on somebody with the right type of camera or lens. The body has at least 1% of light hue around our bodies. And I'm sure the men in this truth are elevated in that level. All right, and it's going to shine more and more as we get closer to the end. Matter of fact, here you go. All right, so It says verse 2nd Ezra 2 and 34. And therefore I say unto you, O ye heathen, that hear and understand, look for your shepherd. And this is talking about Israel. Okay, when we were in that heathen state of mind, we were Gentiles, according to Revelations 11 and 8, and the Lord has woken us up from amongst the dead. And we look for our shepherd, Yahweh Shai, the good shepherd, to lead us through the Spirit to him and to the Father and to salvation. All right. And it says, and he shall give you everlasting rest. All right. So we already have a taste of that rest by being in this truth. And then in the kingdom, that's the complete rest. Okay. For he is nigh at hand that shall come in the end of the world. Why? Because the prophecies are moving fast, and he's nigh at hand that shall come in the end of Esau's world, Esau's rulership. Think about that, man. Yahweh Shai is at the door. We about to see Yahweh Shai, man, on this earth, in this matrix, from the fourth dimension, in this realm. This nigga got no high waters. Sorry about that. Oh man, you got two kind of high waters. I wish I could see that shit, but can't. Yeah, when he was wearing them joints like he was in the back in the 1950s and shit. High waters, suspenders and high water. Anyway, verse 35, it says, "Be ready, be ready." So that's what the bride is doing. The bride is making herself ready, putting on the armor, getting prepared to the battle. All right, that's what I take this as, a sign to get ready, man. When we seen that that hue, that light that changed on us the other day, a few of us saw it. But I'm gonna show you something else. Check this out. All right, it says, "Be ready to the reward of the kingdom." Make ourselves ready for the reward, man. That's what I took this as when I saw this light. And it says, "For the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore." See, it's starting. At some point, you're going to see that glow change on brothers. You know, I feel like the Lord gave us a glimpse of it. It caused our face to shine. I saw the brother, man. It looked like he turned ancient, man. His face was just glowing like some, like a Jake back in the Roman Empire or something. Like, like somebody painted him with gold. It was weird, man. And I'm looking right at him. And I was like, the lighting changed? What the heck? It was just a crazy radiant light, man, that was on it, on the Akim. And I wasn't the only one that saw it. And I wasn't going to say anything. They saw it. One of the brothers said it. Let me know I wasn't crazy. So I take that as a sign, the Lord saying what? Make ourselves ready to be ready to the reward of the kingdom. It's coming, man. It's coming, Akim. For the everlasting light shall shine upon you forevermore. There's nothing anybody gonna be able to do about it. All right. Flee the shadow of this world. That's right, man. Because everybody try to pull you on these different umbrellas in this society as we move towards the end. So flee the shadow of this world. What's the shadow of this world? This wicked ass rap music that they into. Poetry is poetry. I'm talking about the topics they're talking about. This gangster gang life, right? Everything's about money and power, adultery, devil worship, these holidays, right? The abominable foods. So flee the shadow of this world is what Yahweh is saying, and get up under his shadow. Receive the joyfulness of your glory, man. So this is made for us, by us. Fubu, for us, by us. And the us meaning made by us will be Yahweh Shai, Yahweh. All right, but it's for us, for the children of Israel. Receive the joyfulness of the glory, man. So we should be joyful. And I testify my Savior openly. Or receive the gift that is given you. This is a gift. And be glad, man. See, this world will want you to feel like you made the wrong choice. You better know you're making the right choice. They'll boast. They'll put their money in your face. They'll act like they're more successful than you. Everything better than you because you chose the spiritual path, which can sometimes not leave you financially empowered in this society. But if we'd have went, we can't serve two masters. So a lot of us have went on this journey. I've been on this journey since 1997, and it just feel like I just started yesterday. The refreshments, they're refreshing. You take that path, just walk through the door of Yahweh Shem Shai. And if the world turns their back on you, you turn your back on the world. That was on the Lion King or some shit. But you get the point. That's right, man. It's time for us to take our steps, turn our back on the world. As they turn their back, they look and we ain't there no more. Straight up, man. It says, arise. It says, giving thanks unto him that have led you to the heavenly kingdom. All right? So be thankful for the gift that's given us, man. And give thanks, man, unto Yahweh, by Hashem Yahweh Shai, that led us to the heavenly kingdom. All right? So now, it says, arise and stand. Behold the number of those that be sealed in the feast of the Lord, right? We should be focused on the elect. All right? And which are departed from the shadow of this world, right? Everybody that's pulling away from this world spiritually and pulling closer to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. He said, those are my mother and my brother, and my sister. All right? It says, which are departed from the shadow of this world and have received glorious garments of the Lord. That means they're going to be changed. They're going to be the elect. All right, so let's get back to the point of this video. All right, so now, it was over as we was looking at the annular eclipse. You can see the moon passing before the sun. But it was this crazy brightness around it, man. It was odd, and we couldn't put our finger on it what it was. It was just a weird type of light coming from off this area. And now, I'm not saying what it is, but look for yourself. All right? You see the background. Now check this out. I'm going to keep going through the pictures that I took. I was just taking pictures. Nothing in mind, just taking pictures, right? Now you see this. You see the eclipse starting to come into view right here. If anybody didn't see it, you can see it right there, okay? And let me cut my charger on before my battery go out, so lucky. So you see that, right? Now look, and it was beautiful too to see. You know what I mean? All right, so now you see its brightness. It was just crazy, man, how bright it was at that time. All right. Okay. Now this one right here, I was when I got home, I was showing my children and my wife the eclipse, the annular eclipse right here, right? And they were looking at it like, oh, you got to see it. There you go. But then we zoom out. I was like, yo, but what the heck is this? Right? And I was like, all right. So I told them about the spiritual experience we had out there. And they was like, wow, that's interesting, right? So I'm like, all right, maybe it could be the light on the clouds. Even though so let's go, let's check this out. Look at this one. All right, so you got the eclipse right there. And then you got this. What the heck is this, man? Right? So I started wondering, I'm like, yo, was there a chariot over us? And we can feel it, but we just couldn't really see it or pinpoint it. Was there a chariot in the midst of us or the Lord's presence or something? Or could it just have been a light? So I left it alone. I talked to the Akim in the chat, in our group chat that we have, and they agreed it was something spiritual that was happening out there. But now, check this out. All right, so now the next day, I got on TikTok, and you had this right here, and I was like, all right, maybe it was the clouds, a light reflection, who knows? You know what I mean? Either way, we know Yahushua is going to show up, and the angels are going to show up. You know, we're going to see clearly someday. But the way this looked, I was like, all right, maybe it was on the reflection on the clouds. But on this video, you're gonna see the clouds move out of the way, and that light's still gonna be there. And you can see it right here. You already see a glimpse of it. You see the eclipse and everything in the background. So let's check it out. Comparing this to the photos that I took and that I showed you guys.
Y'all seen this right here, the eclipse today? What's that? It looks like, huh?
Check it out. Now you see it behind the cloud. Look, same picture. Same video like the picture I took. And it was just hard to look up there. Everything was just super bright. Look, it said, please explain this. Look. Look at this. The clouds move out the way. Look.
Oh my God.
Look at that.
Wow.
So that's what was over us at camp. Right in front of the eclipse.
Someone please explain this. I'm very confused with this.
Alright, it's a reflection on the cloud, but look, clouds move out of the way.
Oh my God. Wow.
So now I'm looking at this like, yo, look at that shine on it, man. Look at that. Was that a chariot? Look at that. Alright, let's watch it again.
Y'all seen this right here, the eclipse today? What's that? It looks like, huh?
Someone please explain this. I'm very confused with this. Oh my God. Wow. Someone please explain this. I'm very confused with this. Oh
That's
my
part when that
God.
cloud moved out the way. Look at that.
Wow.
Alright, hey man, you be the judge. But either way, this should be a faith booster for you, you know, and know that what times we're in. The times of prophecy. The time to get closer to Yahweh Hashem Yahushua, to get closer to our power. While the whole world is walking one direction, a few of us are walking in the other direction. And that's a reality. Alright? You may meet some people that's like two ships passing in the night, taking a long time to pass and the page to turn, but eventually you're going to go one way, they're going to go the other. They're going to push you away or you're going to push them away. The scriptures say that how can two walk together unless they be agreed? Unless you got a business together or something like that, that's different. Alright, so this is 4 and 7. The angel of Yahweh encampeth around them. The angel of Yahweh encampeth round about them that fear him, man, and delivereth them. Alright, with that I'm going to say shalom. He said, be ready to the reward of the kingdom.